Hello everyone, my name is Liz and today I have a 10-minute core routine for you entirely from the mat. We're going to start with some roll downs. So with your arms and legs extended, you're going to pull the core in and roll through the spine, curving through your back to drop the arms all the way back overhead and repeat coming up the way you came. I'm adding a forward fold between reps, but no pressure to do that if you have tight hamstrings. We'll be here for about 50 seconds, as per every exercise this routine, with about 10 seconds of rest before we move on to the next movement. If this is really challenging for you, I'd advise bending the knees and keeping the feet flat on the floor, or you can gently grab your leg to assist in pulling yourself up just a little bit, but try to avoid as much momentum as possible. Make sure your core is dictating every aspect of the motion. Okay, let that go. Next, we're moving into torso rotations. So bend the knees, keep the feet flat on the floor, arms start extended out in front of you. Then you're going to rotate from the core to reach one arm back towards the floor at a time, opening up to the left and right as you do so. Make sure your core is pulled in, dictating this movement from your center. And let that go. Next we have single leg crunches, so we're going to start lying on our backs with our legs out long, arms up overhead. From here you're going to crunch up to pull one knee in at a time, reaching your fingertips behind the thigh to touch each other. If you can't quite reach your hands together, that's okay. Just reach as far as you can, making sure your core is lifting the shoulder blades. It's about the quality of the contraction, not the range of motion. And let that go. Next we have a standard crunch, so bring the heels in nice and close to the glutes, hands come behind the head or the ears. Inhale first, and as you exhale, lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders off the floor, keeping your gaze on the ceiling. Same thing here, don't just throw your shoulders up and try to see if you can get your face to your thighs. Just lift the shoulder blades enough to feel the core contracting, to really pull the ribs together, pull the belly button in, pull the obliques in. Feel that tensor bandage feeling around your center from all sides. And let that go. Next we have one of my personal favorites, the pedal push. So coming up onto your elbows, you're going to extend one leg with the opposite knee bent, and then switch position of the legs, bracing through your center, using your core to hold the weight of your legs off the ground. Moving nice and slow here. If you start to feel any tension in your lower back, don't drop the legs quite as low. and rest. Next we have a leg drop with a sweep. So coming to lay down on your back once more, hands come behind the head, lift the head, neck, chest, and shoulders. Legs start right up above the hips. Then we'll lower them to the ground almost a touch, and then kick them out to the left and right, opening the legs, maintaining that hover. So we're dropping down, open, close, and then brace the core to lift. Using your abs as always to control every aspect of this motion. And have a breather. All right, next we have a left side oblique crunch. So bring the legs to tabletop with the hands behind the head, and we'll crunch the right elbow towards the left knee. Don't move the legs, lift from the shoulder blade, squeeze in the waist on the left side. So we're working those left obliques. And let that rest. Quick breather, and then you guessed it, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left elbow is going to crunch towards the right knee. Here we go. And done with those. All right, next is my personal favorite variation of a sit-up. It's a walk-up. So this little trick helps you avoid using any momentum to throw yourself up in a sit-up. You're just gonna walk the hands up the thighs to the knee and then slowly walk them back down, keeping the forearms nice and close to your thighs. So this tiny little adjustment, make sure that you're not using your arms to throw or pull yourself up into that sit-up. You have to use a lot more of your core control. Okay, done with walk-ups. One more movement, we are going to finish with a classic forearm plank. So flip it over, come onto those elbows, step out to the toes, and we'll hold here for the last little push. And we are done. All right, everybody, that is all I have for you today. I hope your core is feeling great. Even if you found some of those movements a little bit challenging, just work with wherever you are today. One day at a time, take care of yourself. You've got this.